Liquidity is one of the biggest things you need to realize when you're investing. For most people, they should just buy a mutual, and if it's or a stock or a bond or an ETF. The reason for that is because paper assets are liquid. You make a mistake, you make a mistake in the morning, you can be out of it that night. You make a mistake with a piece of real estate and it's a really bad deal, you write that sucker down. And or the mistakes just pile on. So in real estate, the most important thing, as Grant says, is how do you find it, how do you finance it, and how do you manage it? Those are the three pieces. If you make a mistake anywhere along those lines, you get crucified. So the word is liquidity.
The majority of the people, the 80%, the ones that are getting killed right now from inflation because inflation is rising way faster than wage growth. These people are hard workers. They're trading their time for money in the form of a paycheck that may or may not be keeping up with the economy today. Problem is they only have one source of income, and that's from the employer that they work with, and they're completely reliant on that employer giving them an increase, giving them a bonus, increasing their territory, or increasing their bonus structure, or whatever it might be. They're completely reliant because they have one source of income. In my opinion, these people are the most vulnerable there is. Oftentimes, when they make a lot of money, they buy bigger stuff, better stuff, newer cars, bigger houses, those kinds of things. They put all their money into a personal bank account and they pay all of their personal expenses out of that personal bank account, and then they have a net. And from there, they start to think about investing for their future.
There's 6 basic words to financial literacy and financial education. And the 6 words again are income, expense, asset, liability. And the last 2 words are the words cash flow. So income comes in and it goes out this way. First line of expense is tax. Most people, they can't control the cash flowing out through their expenses. First thing, most kids do when they get pay raise or that, they buy themselves a bigger house. But when you look at what happens with a house, a personal residence, something I live in, the money comes in and goes out through a mortgage. You have taxes and you have upkeep. So money's always flowing out. So very simply said, assets put money in my pocket, liabilities take money from my pocket. If you have a job, you pay tax, but income, the rich get richer because when you have asset income, taxes are less. You can get it down to 0.
Passive income is money that comes in sleeping. Active income is literally trading your time for money. The reason I put 2 here, a lot of people are working multiple jobs just to keep up with their normal. So pro tip number 1 is that you can actually set up a business account for these active and passive. The active income goes into the business bank accounts. Then the IRS says, hey, this is an actual business. Now you can actually take your business expenses and write those checks out of your business account. And many of those business expenses, these are changing. You need to verify them. But they can be things like working from your home office, your internet, gas for your automobile, your cell phone, health and child care, and personal development. All those things are business, come out of your business accounts legally per the IRS.
I always borrow. I use debt. The more debt we use, the less tax. That is why I love real estate. I can use debt, pay no taxes, make a lot of money. For those of you who understand what's called an infinite return, it's the best way to get rich, but you have to have a lot of financial.
Most of them in this category are looking to invest their money, get it back, and reinvest it again. Most people that are set have at least 7 income. Most pass. If you have 7 streams of income from 7 different kinds of business, you could have 7 accounts that would also pay 7 different kinds of business expenses. And they could be all different. One business might require lots of travel. One business might require lots of shipping and postage. These businesses pay for things because you are producing as opposed to just. So from these 7 plus multiple streams of income flows all the way through into, of course, this is where I believe you need a written plan and a strategy for your money. And turning it over to a wealth manager or a financial planner is not a strategy. Well, actually it is, but it's a bad one. Be very active and know exactly what's happening with your money at all times. Cash should be part of your strategy. Stocks, I believe, need to be part of your strategy. Crypto should be a small part of your strategy, along with gold. Of course, it's not really an investment, but more a hedge against inflation in the dollar. So the action steps for you to form a corporation, start to take a look at the legal business expenses that you can employ to write off some of the business income. You're going to find really hardworking people, but at some point, they run out of time and they don't know how to leverage things like into a brand or maybe a database into a list. You make more money passive.
Before we continue, help us clicking that YouTube like button and subscribe now to our channel. This shows the algorithm that you valued this information. And it helps us spread that message. Sharing is caring. And now, let's continue.
Do you want to know one thing about crypto? I made over 3000% in profit in a few weeks. Fact is, the traditional financial system, the traditional money system makes you poor, not rich. If you want to earn $500,000, $1 million, you have to wait until you're 50, 60, 70 in the traditional financial system, and you probably will still be broke. And you will be old. This is not a sexy combination, as you can imagine. But the question is, how can you start in crypto and make these profits? Where to invest? Where to start? My name is Gunnar and I'm from Germany, as you can hear, and things are a little bit different in Germany. More about that later on. Fact is, there are lots of different cryptocurrencies. It's a gigantic universe where beginners and professionals get easily lost. But there is light at the end of the tunnel. There are 7 key steps you need to follow to become successful in this market. You have to know them, and if you fail one of them, it's literally impossible to succeed in this market. Just an example, one of the key points is your exchange, and one of the biggest are, for example, Binance and Coinbase. These are trusted and well-established exchanges, but, and this is a big but, you won't find the super profitable coins on those exchanges. The unknown super profitable coins that get gigantic profits are not traded on those kind of exchanges. They are traded on much smaller insider platforms that are barely known. And I can tell you what those super secret exchanges are and why they are so profitable. And another super important thing are the right information sources. The point is, the internet is gigantic. There are hundreds and hundreds of YouTube channels, blogs, pages, and much more. And there are also market makers and influencers. For example, Elon Musk, he is not a crypto guy, but the moment he recommended Dogecoin, it went through the roof, to the moon, so to say. But why did he recommend it? Where did he hear it from? He didn't hear it from newspapers. And believe me, he is listening to someone. But you have to know who, and you have to react before he is reacting. This is really important. And these are only 2 of the 7 steps you have to follow in order to be successful in crypto. And if you want to know all of these steps in much more detail, and if you want to have a comprehensive checklist, here's what you should do. There is a link below this video. Click on this link and you will get the opportunity to subscribe to my channel. Click on the link and you will see a video where I explain the next steps. So see you soon. Click on the link now. I'll see you there.